Hi everyone, this is Shayna Hiller from Build Your Personal Yoga Business. And today I'd like to cover the top 3 ways that you can consciously incorporate other movement modalities into your yoga teaching without losing the integrity of yoga. So this is really important. Thank you for whoever inspired me with this topic idea. These days there are so many fusion classes, like fusion fitness classes, right? Like yoga bar, yoga dance, yoga lattes, hot yoga, which is still yoga but with another element, right? So how as a yoga teacher, if you do have a desire to mix, right, different types of movement practices with yoga, how can you do so without losing the sweetness and depth of yoga? If you were to have asked me this question, I don't know, 5 years ago or more, I would have said, well, you can't. It has to be just yoga, right? Because if it's not just yoga, then it's some sort of a hybrid and it's watered down. And I don't think that that has to be the case. Now, is that happening often? Yeah. And does it make me sad? Yeah. But can we reclaim yoga without having it to be only asana or only yoga asana and have that mindfulness woven through other movement modalities? And I think yes. And I think there are 3 keys to that. And the first key is the music that you use. So again, this depends on the style of movement that you're incorporating into your yoga. But what I have found, because I have taken many fusion classes, like a yoga bar class, for example, and the yoga element, even though, yes, there are some asanas and there's some stretching, it's like very mainstream music. Now, I'm into more of a meditative flow. That doesn't mean that it has to be mantras and chanting if I'm doing some squats, right? But can it be an instrumental beat? It doesn't have to be Beyonce. Again, this is for a fusion class. Or maybe when you start the class a little bit slower, that's what I would recommend, is start it slower so as to not jar the nervous system. If you're calling something yoga, right? If there's the word yoga, even if it's yoga sculpt or whatever it is, right? I believe it should follow a wave. It should follow a sequence that goes from slow, medium, high, and back down again, right? Because that's what's most natural and most healing for the body. It doesn't mean that you don't start working up a sweat and getting stuff moving, but to start off with jumping jacks, it to me loses the yogic integrity right away. So with your music, maybe start out with some mantras, start out with something that's more meditative, and then get into more beats, but keep in mind that the beats don't have profanity and curse words, and it's not too vulgar in that sense, because that's just going to take me out of any meditative state. I can go deep into a workout without needing to listen to crazy music. So that's something to be aware of. The second tip in being able to consciously integrate different modalities would be to have a strong emphasis as a teacher on the breath. One thing that I've taken from yoga, from practicing yoga for so long and doing so much ujjayi breath and slow deep breathing, is I can go for a run, I can go to a Pilates class, and I'm doing ujjayi breath when I'm running. Literally, I'm breathing slowly, I'm more mindful, I'm aware, I'm engaged, I'm connected to my body through my breath. I can concentrate more and I feel better afterwards. So just because a class that you teach may be faster paced or may embody different elements than just inhale, arms up, exhale, fold down, right? To just make sure that you remind your students that the breath is the most important piece of this. So therefore, your teaching, your actual teaching, has to be at a pace where people don't get overwhelmed. And that's why if the music's too loud or if the music's too fast, it's really, really hard for me to concentrate on my breath, right? So again, it can be a very deep and effective workout, right? Or experience or practice without going overboard. So emphasis on breathing, no matter what you're teaching, even if it doesn't incorporate yoga at all, is so crucial, because it's how the body becomes oxygenated and it's how the cells receive the nutrition they need to start regenerating themselves and detoxifying themselves. So make sure that you teach breath. So we've got music, we've got breath, and the final tip I'll give you is mindfulness. Just be mindful. Like, be mindful with your language and encourage your students to be mindful and aware. As long as you're teaching awareness and presence, you're teaching meditation and you're teaching yoga. I'm under the belief system that anything and everything that you do mindfully is yoga. So as long as that's the goal and there's some sort of maybe a Dharma talk or a theme, a sweet, inspiring theme woven into your class, I'm going to leave there feeling awesome, not just physically, but mentally, energetically, emotionally, and my soul will be filled up. So how can you make your classes deeper, right? It doesn't matter what you're teaching, if it's whatever the title is of these new hybrid classes. But what's your unique flair? What's your unique offering? And what's going to take people from the physical to the non-physical? And that's for you to discover for yourself. So I hope that this serves you on your journey of exploring your unique magic as a yoga teacher. Subscribe if you haven't already to our channel, and if you're ready for discovering more steps on how to build your personal yoga business, grab our free ebook below or grab our free 3-part brand new video series for how to run yoga retreats, even if that's just like a distant idea or curiosity of yours. I always look forward to serving you. If you have any specific topics you want me to cover, send them my way and I will do my best to make a video about them. And I look forward to seeing you in future videos and to sharing more with you about how to maximize your potential as a yoga teacher, as a leader, as a healer, and as a human. See you soon. Namaste.